As we get started today, I want to thank some people. Thank you very much to all of the members of the Perrysburg, Ohio Facebook group and the various preschool staff members who took the time to speak to me this week and provided input for this episode. I truly appreciate your help. I could not have done this without you. Thank you. And now, welcome to the Perrysburg Podcast, episode 111. I am your host, Perrysburg resident Kim Newlove. The Perrysburg Podcast is a resource for Perrysburg residents, future and current. We talk about what's in Perrysburg and why people like to live here. Our website is perrysburgpodcast.com. We are talking about preschools in Perrysburg today. I have been through the preschool process with both of my children. My kids are now 20 and 22 years old. They are grown men. When my husband and I moved from Toledo to Perrysburg back in 2007, our kids were young. It was 18 years ago. We had a 4-year-old son named Craig and a 2-year-old son named Derek. Derek is now 20, Craig is 22. The 4-year-old Craig has autism, and when we lived in Toledo, he was already enrolled in a preschool that was right for him. So we commuted from Perrysburg to Toledo daily until he started kindergarten. The name of that school, by the way, was Capable Kids. As far as I know, it is still in business. My 4-year-old was all set, but my 2-year-old would need a preschool the year after we moved to town, so for the 2008 to 2009 academic year. For the next year, from 2007 till he turned 3 in 2008, I kept my eyes open for preschools, lists of preschools, conversations about preschools among all the moms. And at the time, Facebook was not a thing that I was part of. It was not then what it is now. And the internet certainly wasn't then what it is now back in 2007, 2008. So what did I do? I did a lot of old school networking with the Perrysburg Moms Group. And I asked all the moms that I encountered at the playgrounds which preschool they recommended. It's best to talk to the locals. I also found it very helpful that the Way Public Library put out a list of preschools. I think it was the Way Public Library. I found the list at the library, and I have not seen it there since, probably because I haven't been shopping for a preschool. Now, when I was shopping for a preschool back in 2007, 2008, the three preschools that came up the most in conversation were First United Methodist Preschool, the Montessori School on Broachton Road, and Grace Church Preschool. After touring all three preschools, my husband and I chose First United Methodist Preschool. And that's where my younger son, Derek, went. He started 3-year-old preschool in the fall of 2008, and we had a great experience. We both made a lot of new friends through preschool. Derek did, and I did as a mom, with the drop off and the pickup. And Derek was ready for kindergarten by the time he graduated from preschool in the spring of 2010. It was a great experience. I have talked to many parents in Perrysburg, and there are a lot of wonderful preschools here in town. Now, over the last 15 to 20 years, a number of things have changed. The population of Perrysburg has grown a lot, by thousands. And the way that people get information about preschools has improved in many ways. Lots of changes, not just with the population, but with how we get information. As I record this in the year 2025, searching the internet for information has become so much easier. ChatGPT is helpful. Social media channels offer input and reviews from other parents, online or face to face on the playground, fill in the gaps. There's just more information, more preschools, more people, but more information too. In today's episode, what I'd like to do is pass along 12 preschool shopping tips to use when shopping for your child's preschool, and also a list of 17 preschools for you to consider, 3 of which are for kids with special needs. So keep that in mind. I will mention them as we discuss the list of 17. And without further ado, here are the 12 tips for preschool shopping for Perrysburg residents. Number 1, preschool readiness and kindergarten readiness seem to be the goal of most programs, but some do include other curriculums like Montessori, play based, or faith based. If you want to know about the daily routines or the curriculum, get in touch with the preschool you're interested in. Number two, some preschools are just 2 to 3 hour programs, while other preschools are part of an all day program. There's before care and after care. All day programs typically operate from 7 a to 5:30 p. I have definitely seen some exceptions as I've looked at websites. Some start at 6:30 a and last until 6 p. It just depends. Number three, days of the week vary wildly among preschools in Perrysburg, ranging from 2 to 5 days per week. Number four, cost is $80 per month and up. Penta, the vocational school, offers half days, 4 days a week for $80 per month. Outside of the Head Start program on Simmons Road inside Lutheran Church of the Master, this is the least expensive preschool around. According to the Head Start program's website, qualifying families can attend Head Start at no cost. Number five, toilet training is required by most preschools. Check with all the preschools that you're interested in for more on that. Number six, in general, transportation is not provided. Number seven, registration information and frequently asked questions are on most preschool websites. Links to all of the 17 schools that I'm about to mention are in the show notes today on perrysburgpodcast.com. Keep an eye out for non refundable application fees when you register. Number eight, there are a limited number of seats per school. I know that's common sense, but I just wanted to point that out. Timing is everything. I went through it too back in 2007, 2008 timeframe. If you know you want to send your child to a preschool, don't hesitate, register them. My son Derek turned 3 in April, and I'm pretty sure I registered him as soon as I possibly could, even though he didn't start until Labor Day timeframe. If you're new to town and you need a preschool today, some preschools have waiting lists, so you can get on a waiting list. Or if you need a preschool right away, call around. You might find somebody who is taking students. Number nine, you can request a tour. You can meet the staff, ask about security, and look at classrooms, play areas, and bathrooms. You might like to see how the teacher and maybe the aides interact with the students too, so consider that when you schedule your tour. Tip number 10, if the ratio of students to teachers and aides is important to you, make sure you ask about it. Tip number 11, as far as breaks go, school breaks, most preschools here in Perrysburg follow the Perrysburg Public Schools calendar for Christmas break, spring break, and summer break. You'll have to double check your child's preschool calendar for Election Day, MLK Junior Day, President's Day, and all of the other weekend type holidays. And tip number 12, staff. If you're into checking credentials, ask about them. And you also may want to ask the staff some questions, right? Their philosophies on education, how they communicate with parents, and so on. And that ends my list of preschool shopping tips. I hope they help you find a preschool that feels welcoming, safe, and like a place where your child will thrive. In the next part of this episode, what I'll do is list 17 preschools that Perrysburg residents use. As we kick off the list, note that 3 of these schools are not in Perrysburg. They are included in the list because we have some preschoolers with special needs who need them. All right, here's the list. Number 1 is Capable Kids. That's for age 2 through 5th grade. This is for learners with autism. This is where my son Craig went for preschool. It's on Holland-Sylvania Road in Toledo. There will be links to all of these, the list and links to them in the show notes on perrysburgpodcast.com. Number 2 is Children's Discovery Center on Avenue Road, which is also known as 795. It's right here in Perrysburg. Number 3 is the Children's Discovery Center at Harbor Town Place. That's off Route 25 south of Levis Commons. Of course, that's on Lighthouse Way, Perrysburg, Ohio. Number 4 is the Head Start program. It's known as the GLCAP, Perrysburg Rossford Early Childhood Center. I know that's a mouthful. GLCAP is the Great Lakes Community Action Partnership. The location is the Lutheran Church of the Master on Simmons Road in Perrysburg. That's on the Upper East Side of town, near I-75 and Bass Pro. That's actually inside the church that I go to. Number 5 is Grace Preschool. That's located inside Grace Church, which is next to Woodlands Park or the Fort Imagination Playground. The location is East Boundary Street in Perrysburg, Ohio. Number 6 is Inspirations Early Learning Center. That's inside First Presbyterian Perrysburg Church, and that's really close to Kazmeyer's. The location is East 2nd Street, Perrysburg, Ohio. Number 7 is the Islamic School of Greater Toledo Early Childhood Program. You can see the Islamic Center of Greater Toledo from I-75 as you approach Perrysburg from the south. You can't miss that dome. The address officially is Scheider Road, Perrysburg, Ohio. Number 8 is KinderCare on West South Boundary Street in Perrysburg, of course, across from Mr. Freeze. Number 9 is the Penta Career Center Preschool. This is also known as their Early Learning Center. The address is 9301 Buck Road, Perrysburg, Ohio. And just FYI, if you click the link in the show notes, it will go to a Google form where you can sign your child up for preschool. Number 10 is the Perrysburg First United Methodist Preschool, which is where my son Derek went, and that's inside Perrysburg First Church. The location is West 2nd Street, Perrysburg, Ohio. So we have two preschools on 2nd Street in two different churches that are on 2nd Street. Just calling that out. I thought that was kind of a cool coincidence. Both of them have 200 as their address. One's on East 2nd, the other's on West 2nd. Number 11 is Perrysburg Preschool, and that's the one that's at Union School Maumee. So you have to go over the Perrysburg Maumee Bridge to get to the Perrysburg Preschool. The location is East Broadway Street, Maumee, Ohio. Now, this one is run by the Perrysburg School District, and children who are in preschool who are on an IEP can go to the Perrysburg Preschool, but they also allow typical peers at the preschool as well. Number 12 is Primrose School of Perrysburg at Harbor Town Place. This is off Route 25, south of Levis Commons. You'll find Primrose School of Perrysburg on Lighthouse Way. Number 13 is St. Rose School. That is located next to the tallest building in historic downtown Perrysburg, which is St. Rose Church. The church and the school are right next to each other. They're on East Front Street in Perrysburg. Number 14 is the Ready program. That's a preschool program for children with autism at Wood County Hospital on Conneaut Avenue in Bowling Green, Ohio. This is, I believe, the third one that is not in Perrysburg. The first one was Capable Kids. The second one was the Perrysburg Preschool in Maumee. And now we've got the Ready program in Bowling Green. Number 15 is Thrive Childcare, and that's next to Perrysburg Junior High School on Professional Drive. Number 16 is West Side Montessori Perrysburg campus, and that's near Perrysburg High School on Roachton Road. And finally, number 17 is the YMCA Child Development Center at Fort Meigs. That's actually on campus at the YMCA right here in Perrysburg. Our YMCA is located on Eckel Junction Road. And in case you've been in town for quite a while, this one used to be on east-south boundary, and that was near the funeral home. That's it for the list of preschools that Perrysburg residents use. I'm sure there are many other preschools that Perrysburg residents use, but those are the ones here in Perrysburg, and like I said, 3 that children with special needs go to as well. If I missed anything, please let me know. My email address is kim@perrysburgpodcast.com. I'd like to at least update the show notes for this episode with any of the preschools in Perrysburg that I missed. I'm also happy to update the list with any schools for children with special needs, preschools for children with special needs as well. I have a special place in my heart for children with special needs because I raised one. Thank you very much for listening to the Perrysburg Podcast, episode 111. We talked about tips for choosing a preschool in Perrysburg, and then you heard a list of preschools that Perrysburg residents use. I hope this episode has been helpful. As a busy mom of preschoolers not so long ago, I would have loved this episode had I known about it back in 2007. If this episode has helped you, please share it with others. Good ideas are meant to be shared. In the show notes today, you'll find my list of tips, the list of preschools, my email address in case you'd like to add anything that I missed, and more. There's also a link to sign up for the newsletter. If you would like to get email notifications every week of new episodes of this podcast, sign up on perrysburgpodcast.com. You can also subscribe to or follow the Perrysburg Podcast on your favorite podcast player and YouTube to get each new episode right when it comes out. Thank you very much for listening today. Share this episode with all of your Perrysburg area friends, family, and neighbors who have children ages 0 through 5. You could really help them out with this information. Thanks for listening today, and I'll talk to you next week.